and we used, I think we have about 547 or 48 yards left that wasn't used that we'd like to use in the second phase, but we need 1,000 yards total. So we're just asking the council if you'd be willing to forego that amount. The contractor will be hauling it and moving it to the site. So it would help us because we, with the change last year and getting other involvement from SHPA organization in St. Paul, there were different things we had to change to the plan, which cost us money as well. So we're over budget on our bid, and we're trying to cut the cost of that bid so we can start on June 2nd, I think, in awarding and moving forward, hoping that this part of the project will be completed by fall. And I know everybody is looking forward to it. We had good cooperation from everyone we talked with, and we're just asking now if the council would provide that so that we could continue with this road construction and the rest of the project. Any questions for me?
Council, any questions for Roger at this time? I just, Jim Johnson sent me an email just yesterday morning. The additional items that the additional material he's looking for looks like about $8,400 worth of material. And Jim mentioned today when I talked to him that we do have planning. We're not real concerned. So it's there pretty much for our use. So just wanted to share that with you. So Stephanie, it's on TV now, it sounds like?
Yes.
Okay. All right. All right, I can start getting back to what I was thinking. Council, anything else for Roger before we move on? Roger, we have you as the third item on the agenda too. So we're going to take all three of you up right away.
Okay, appreciate that.
Yep. All right, so we'll move on from public participation. Start with council reports. Let's start with Marty tonight. Good evening, Marty.
Good evening, Mr. Mayor and Council. The only report I have is attended the EMT working session meeting last week. And yesterday, Jim Johnson, Tammy and Alvine and I met at the north side tennis courts and basketball courts and took a preliminary look at what we could possibly do up there to restore the cracked pavement. That's all I have. Thank you.
Thank you, Marty. Cheyenne, report tonight. Good evening.
Good evening. I don't have much, just attended the session with the MTs, and that's been kind of it. Anybody have any questions?
Thank you, Cheyenne. We'll move on to Travis. Travis, report tonight. Good evening.
Good evening, everybody. I do not have a formal report tonight, but happy birthday, Margaret.
Thank you, Travis. I think I skipped April and went to Cheyenne. Hey, April, report tonight. Good evening. I forgot the order we sit in it. We've been gone so long. We need to get back there.
Yes. Good evening, Mr. Mayor. Thank you. I know that Chief Manor had mentioned this, and so I'd like to just reiterate as well. Congratulations to Officer Figgins and Officer Rock for going above and beyond their duties at the police department. So thank you, folks, for all your hard work and dedication of on the police department in Chisholm. So thank you. I also wanted to say happy birthday to Margaret and let the folks all at home know that we all sang happy birthday to Margaret tonight. She's 39.
Thank you, April. April, I asked the Rams to reach out to you tomorrow, also for the Rams meeting tomorrow if you're available. I'm going to be out of town. I'm going to Viva Las Vegas in the morning, and they're having a meeting tomorrow where they're going to talk about that director's position that's open. So if you're able to attend, that'd be great. If you don't hear from him, maybe you can reach out to Steve tomorrow if you're available to go. So that'd be awesome. Adam, report tonight. Good evening.
Good evening. Say hi, everybody. It's a full packet tonight, which is great. And it's all great things on here. So that's, it's going to be a great summer at Chisholm. Thank you to the public participation here, BMI, MDC, and the CBA, all wonderful requests. And it's just going to add to all the fun activities that we can do here in town. So we are definitely bettering this community with people in here who are giving a foot forward. So thank you very much. On the 19th, I attended a public safety meeting, and I am very, very hopeful for the proposal coming forward from Five Bugles. We should have that our first meeting in June, and I really like the way the building looks, and I think everyone's going to be really excited. And with everybody else, I was at the EMT meeting on the 20th. It was very nice to start a dialogue with the current volunteers, and just another step in the progression of things that are changing around town. So thank you all very much, and I appreciate everything that you're doing.
Thank you, Adam. I don't have much of a report tonight that everybody else didn't say, but I want to say social media has a very interesting place in a community like this. I follow it quite a bit. I play on Facebook all the time. It's kind of fun to just hear what's going on. But one thing that just amazes me all the time is when people lose their dog or cat. Somebody else has already found it. They've already posted it. They hook each other up. They know if it's at the animal shelter. It's just, boy, we sure have been able to find animals a lot better nowadays with Facebook, I have to say. It's and literally all over the Iron Range, I see it. So it's kind of neat. It's kind of neat. There's something, there's obviously some negatives about it as well, but a little bit misinformation goes around occasionally. But boy, there's some real use to it. And even like tonight, one of the, we try to stream on, on as well through social media. So good stuff. So that's all I have. We'll move on. We'll start out with our staff. Mandy, report tonight. Good evening.
Good evening, Mayor and council members. I don't have a formal report other than what I have on the agenda with Mr. Wollen's variance application, and looks like he is present at our meeting tonight.
Okay, thank you, Mandy. Don't say anything for Mandy since we only see her at meetings. Actually, you can walk into City Hall now. It's open. I forgot to even mention that.
Yep, it is.
All right, we'll move on. Stephanie as the EDA director. Good evening. EDA coordinator, sorry. Anything on the EDA side, Stephanie?
Good evening. I do not have a report for EDA today. No, thank you.
Council, anything on the EDA side for Stephanie? Okay, we'll move on. City engineer, Jim Johnson, good evening. Report tonight.
Thank you, Mayor, members of the council. The only thing we're anticipating that the utility construction is going to resume on Tuesday, June 1st on our 3rd Street Northwest project. Otherwise, I have no other report, but would be happy to answer any questions you might have.
Council, anything for Jim?
Thank you.
Thank you, Jim. Public Works, Larry, report tonight. Good evening.
Evening, everyone. Small report. We've been mowing like crazy. We're even putting a little bit of overtime trying to get caught up. The earliest spring that anybody can remember. I'm sure all of you share the same. Generally speaking, the Public Works normal employees don't really mow lawn, but this year we're 2 weeks before we really get our casual labor. So we're desperately trying to get caught up here for Memorial Weekend. So we then continue to work on the new sites and the EV and e-bike charging stations at the campground. You'll see a lot of activity there recently. It's really cleaning up nice. We do have a waiting list at the campground for Memorial Weekend. We're completely sold out. We're pretty sold out on all holiday weekends, 4th of July, Labor Day. There's only a few spots left for the Redhead grand opening, which I'm surprised there's any, to be frank. So folks that we do talk to that are calling, they're pretty excited about it. So going well at the campground. We do have 5 casuals, 2 at the cemetery, 1 at the campground, and 2 just started in Public Works on Monday. So they've been helping with the weed whipping and some of the stuff that they can. So, and then the flags are up, and we have the American flags. We had about 8 that were damaged, and are just in the condition that we didn't want to put up, where the poles were damaged. So we have those sitting in the shop, and those will be up for the weekend, and we're going to be about as ready as we can be for Memorial Weekend. So that's about what I got.
Thank you, Larry. Council, any questions for the Public Works? All right, we'll move on. I don't see the fire chief or the librarian on, right? So I'll jump over them. Police chief, Vern, report tonight.
Mr. Mayor, no formal report, just it was nice to get back into some in-person meetings at City Hall, and I think Stephanie finally got to meet the staff all in person for once.
Thank you, Vern. Council, anything for the chief? Chief, how are we doing on staffing? I'm not keeping up. We're still 1 down?
We're 3 down currently.
Oh, that far, okay.
We're still in the hiring process, taking in applications. We've done some interviews, done some background, some ride-alongs, but yeah, we're still 3 down. Hoping to start making some headway on that soon.
Okay. Thank you, Chief. Rec Director Tammy, report tonight. Good evening.
Good evening, all, Mayor, Council. Just a quick report. Summer Rec, it'll be starting on June 21st. Early registration, you can save $10, is June 7th. So if you do that by June 7th, you can pay only $60. Otherwise, it goes up to $70, and we have day passes for $15. The Summer Rec program is going to be done a little differently this year. 4th grade and up will be on Mondays and Tuesdays, and 1st through 3rd on Mondays and Tuesdays. 1st through 3rd grade will be on Wednesdays and Thursdays. We decided to divide the group up with COVID. It'll be a pilot program this year, but in some ways it may be good because we can target activities to the proper age, and we'll see how it goes. We're pretty excited. We're getting prepared for that. So with that, that's about all I have. We have softball starting and volleyball and bocce ball and all of those great things. So get active and sign up, everyone.
Thank you, Tammy. Council, anything for Tammy? Thank you. City Attorney Brian, report tonight. Good evening.
Good evening, Mayor. No formal report, but I am happy to field any questions that the council may have.
Council, anything for the attorney? Clerk Treasurer, Eileen is out tonight. Clerk Treasurer Administrator, excuse me. But Stephanie, anything on the administrator side you want to report tonight?
I just want a really quick report. I've been attending some sessions on the American Rescue Funds, gearing up for those funds coming into the city. We'll be meeting with department heads to do some brainstorming on allocation of those funds.
Thank you, Council. Any questions on that for Stephanie? Everybody's quiet tonight. They must know I'm trying to get out of here and go on vacation tomorrow morning. All right, we'll move past the reports. Let's go on to the consent agenda. These are your list of bills. Margaret just sent them over a little while ago. You got them. Communications, which are the Airport Authority minutes, Planning Commission minutes, Police Commission minutes, Chisholm Police First Quarter 2021 report, Municipal Clerks and Finance Officers Association, minutes of previous City Council meetings, the May 12th, 2021 regular meeting, payroll and overtime. Could I get a motion to accept the consent agenda?
I'll make the motion, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you, Marty. Seconded by April. Thank you, April. Further discussion or corrections on the consent agenda? There are none. Margaret?
Counselor Halverson.
Aye.
Counselor Michelaraha.
Aye.
Counselor Fountain.
Aye.
Counselor Lance.
Aye.
Counselor Baki.
Aye.
Mayor Champa.
Aye. Okay, that motion passes. First item on agenda, council, the proposal from Redhead Water, Redhead, they do use water, blah, 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 from the Minnesota Discovery Center to do some water activities up in Redhead. Let me say that. Start over. I think it's great. I'd look for a motion to allow them to do that. Obviously making sure that, you know, insurance and stuff are in place. So that we don't get into trouble, and we can have our city staff work to make sure we're no concerns there.
I'll make that motion.
Thank you, Travis. Is there a second for that?
Second, Marty.
Thank you, Marty. Council, further discussions? Donna, when are we hoping to start?
You still have to put in the order for the dock, so I want to wait till the dock is installed. But I was waiting for approval before we spend money on the dock. But we could put that order in, and I think it's a pretty quick turnaround. But I want that in place for safe entering the water and exiting before we open it up. So hopefully in June.
Okay, thank you. Council, if there's nothing else on that, we'll take a vote. Margaret?
Counselor Halverson.
Aye.
Counselor Michelaraha.
Aye.
Counselor Fountain.
Aye.
Counselor Lance.
Aye.
Counselor Baki.
Aye.
Mayor Champa.
Aye. Okay, that motion carries. All right, the next item, request for Juneteenth celebration, Kiwanis Park. We had the gals talking earlier about Juneteenth, also called Emancipation Day, which was the day slavery was ended. I think it'd be a great day to have that celebration. Looks like a lot of fun. So look for a motion to allow them to hold that event, June 19, 2021, 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. at Kiwanis Park.
I'll make that motion, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you, Councilor Lance. Second for that.
Second.
Thank you, April. Seconded by April. Further discussion, Council? Margaret?
Counselor Halverson.
Aye.
Counselor Michelaraha.
Aye.
Counselor Fountain.
Aye.
Counselor Lance.
Aye.
Counselor Baki.
Aye.
Mayor Champa.
Aye. Okay, that motion carries. Let me just thank Donna, Beth, and Serafia so far, and we'll move on.
And Nathaniel.
And Nathaniel. Okay, request from Chisholm Beautification Association, Bruce Mine Park Trailhead, looking for an additional, let me just see. Jim, help me out here. Do we have, looks like
Basically,
another 400 some cubic yards, right? Is that what?
Yeah, an additional 450 cubic yards in addition to what was approved back in 2018. And as you indicated, the original amount of 1,095 yards had a value a little over 20,000, and this 450 additional yards has a value of about 8,400 yards, but we do have plenty of the Class 7 material available.
Council, I'd entertain a motion to allow the additional product to be used out there. We're this far down the road on this, and these folks have done a lot of work out there. So I think it's we got to keep pushing forward. So I would look to allow that additional material.
I'll make the motion to approve allowing up to 500 yards of Class 7, just in case you need any more.
Thank you, Adams. Seconded by Travis. Further discussion, Council? Margaret?
Counselor Halverson.
Aye.
Counselor Michelaraha.
Aye.
Counselor Fountain.
Aye.
Lance.
Aye.
Counselor Baki.
Aye.
Mayor Champa.
Aye. Motion carries. Thank you, Roger. All right, we'll move on. Mandy.
Thank you very much, and thank you for the staff that's helped us so often. Your staff and the council people were appreciative of that. We hope you'll enjoy seeing that site pretty quick in a different session. Thank you.
Thank you and good evening. All right, we'll move on. Mandy, Tim Walling variance application. Good evening. I know Tim's on as well.
Yep, Tim is on as well. We are just bringing forward Tim's variance application to build a detached garage on his property that adjoins his property, that adjoins to his house. He currently has an existing garage on that property. He's going to be 7 feet from that, which does meet the setback. The minimum setback for that is 5 feet. However, he is requesting a variance for the alley setback. The minimum setback from the alley is 5 feet, and he is requesting a 3-foot setback, which would be a 2-foot variance request. And also he is requesting a 30-foot variance setback to allow for a 5-foot setback from this 3rd Street Northwest side. The Planning Commission did hear this and they did approve it unanimously. If Tim has anything to add to his application, I'd like to hear from him.
Okay. Tim, anything to add yourself? All right.
I'll make a motion to approve the variance request by Timothy Wolin.
All right, thank you, Adam. Is there a second for that?
I'll second Mr. Willeen's request.
Thank you, April. Council, further discussion?
Mr. Mayor,
Yes, Marty.
Mandy, can you repeat what the other normal setback is on the sidewalk, street side there? You get kind
35.
of cut out.
I'm sorry, it's 35 feet. So
35 and he's asking for 5.
he's asking for 5.
Okay.
Council, anything else? Margaret?
Counselor Halverson.
Aye.
Counselor Mikala Raha.
Aye.
Counselor Fountain.
Aye.
Counselor Lance.
Aye.
Counselor Baki.
Aye.
Mayor Champa.
Aye. Okay, that motion carries. Thank you, Mandy. All right, we'll move on to Stephanie's items. Land development agreement with Delta Airlines. These were emailed out, I believe, on Monday by Margaret with a couple of aerial views, but I'll turn it over to Stephanie. Good evening, Stephanie.
Good evening, Mr. Mayor and the council. Yes, this is the revised Delta agreement for the land that would be acquired by the city for the St. Louis County Essential Building and then a daycare facility. The adjustment was at 2.02 under B. It was requested to have that adjusted as far as the time frame of that facility there, and it's been adjusted to 7 years.
Thank you, Stephanie. Council, this other than that one change, this is the same item we had in front of us, I believe last meeting or 2 meetings ago. So look for a motion to approve that agreement so Stephanie can keep moving forward and try to get that thing built.
I'll make that motion, Mr. Mayor. This is Counselor Fountain.
Thank you, April. Second for that.
Support.
Thank you, Adam. Further discussion? Margaret?
Counselor Halverson.
Aye.
Counselor Mikala Raha.
Aye.
Counselor Fountain.
Aye.
Counselor Lance.
Aye.
Counselor Baki.
Aye.
Mayor Champa.
Aye. Motion carries. Redhead Mountain Bike Park event form. Stephanie?
Yes, we've had a couple interested parties that want to have events at Redhead. There's stipulations on what you can and cannot do. So we've put together the attached event form that you've had in your packet. We just want to be able to approve that and move forward.
Stephanie, did Brian look at the form at all? Or Brian, have you any thoughts on it yourself?
Thank you, Mayor. I did review the form. It seems appropriate.
Okay. I'm sorry I didn't ask that sooner. I'm glad you said that. Council, we should have a form such as this, so make sure we're covered and we know what they're doing and how they're doing it and what they're doing. So I'd look for a motion to approve the event form. Obviously, we could make changes to it if we need to in the future.
Mr. Mayor, can I just address one thing on the form?
Yes.
I think one of the most important things why we have to have this form is to make sure that we have that extra layer of insurance for the parties that are interested in having events at Redhead. So the requirement is going to be that they add us to their insurance policy when the events are taking place. So I just wanted to clarify that.
Okay, thank you. Good idea too. Council looking for a motion to approve the event form.
I'll make that motion.
I'll support.
Thank you, Travis. Thank you, Adam. Further discussion?
One question. So this is if a school wants to come and have an event there, or, you know, are we gonna close down the park for somebody's event? No, it's just okay.
We cannot, yeah, Adam, we can't close down the whole park because it's a city park. So if they're, you know, like the high school cycling league wants to have an event in October. So then we will address what trails that they're going to use, what trails would be closed down, what part of the park would still be open to the public. All of those things would be addressed.
Copy that. Thank you.
Adam, there's some liability issue. As long as you keep a portion of the park open to the public, we fall under that trail liability. We're covered by it. So, and then there are additional insurance to cover them on the portions they're used. Works to them. So, Council, if there's nothing else, I'll have Margaret take a vote.
Counselor Halverson.
Aye.
Counselor Mikola Raha.
Aye.
Counselor Fountain.
Aye.
Counselor Lance.
Aye.
Counselor Baki.
Aye.
Mayor Champa.
Aye. Motion carries. All right, the next one of another exciting event for Chisholm. Declare a citywide festival on June 25th and June 26th for the Redhead Mountain Bike Park grand opening. Stephanie, you want to talk a little bit about that?
Yes, I've been working closely with Donna and Jordan from MDC and other members of a committee to establish a Redhead grand opening, which will be June 25th and 26th. We're just finishing up a couple details, and the marketing material will be coming out shortly. But in your packet, it does list some of the events that will be taking place. We'll have some bands around town, the Pocket Park, the Minnesota Museum of Mining, promoting the downtown businesses. And then there'll be event at the Redhead Trailhead with vendors and food. Chamber's going to sponsor a ribbon cutting at the event. They're also going to have local crafters and businesses on Saturday to promote our local businesses. There'll be an open house at Minnesota Museum of Mining. Gary Showquest is going to have a toured bike ride from downtown, taking the Mesabi Trail into Redhead. And then NBC will have a band at in their amphitheater on Saturday night also.
Good, thank you, Stephanie. Council, I look for a motion to declare June 25th, 26th, a citywide festival in Chisholm to hold that event.
Motion to make a citywide festival June 25th and 26th.
Support.
Thank you, Adam, and thank you, Cheyenne. Further discussion, Council?
Mr. Mayor?
Yes, Travis.
Steph, can you talk to me a little bit about, so what on the 25th, what is actually going to be downtown? The reason I ask is if we declare a citywide festival, obviously you can have alcohol, you know. And my fear would be we can't shut the highway down, but they'd have to walk from Museum of Mining downtown. That would be my only. Is there a band actually downtown, or is there only one at the Museum of Mining?
At the Minnesota Discovery Center on Saturday night, Travis. The band will be the main band. There'll be a band at.
Right. I mean, the 25th, sorry. It says
There'll be a-
small band at the Museum of Mining.
Yep.
So is there
And the
anything
pocket-
actually downtown?
The
that day?
pocket, oh, excuse me, Travis. The pocket park will also have a band on Friday night.
Okay, okay. All right, just my own little concern there about the highway, because we can't really shut that down, so.
Thank you. Council, anything else, or we'll take a vote? Margaret?
Counselor Halverson.
Aye.
Counselor Michelaraha.
Aye.
Counselor Fountain.
Aye.
Counselor Lance.
Aye.
Counselor Baki.
Aye.
Mayor Champa.
Aye. Okay, that motion carries. Stephanie's last item, she went out and got herself a nice grant for our campground for some specific things, and she has a couple of them on the agenda to purchase tonight. Stephanie?
Yes, so this is from the IRRR Culture and Tourism Grant that we received for the campground. A couple of the items are going to be over the $5,000 mark, so I'm looking for approval from council. There'll be the picnic tables and then the e-bike charging station. Both of those items are over 5,000.
Council motion to expend that money from that grant.
I'll make that motion. This is Counselor Fountain.
Thank you, April. Second for April's motion.
Support.
Thank you. Travis? Further discussion? Margaret?
Counselor Halverson.
Aye.
Counselor Michelaraha.
Aye.
Counselor Fountain.
Aye.
Lance.
Aye.
Counselor Baki.
Aye.
Mayor Champa.
Aye. The motion carries. Thank you, Stephanie. We'll move on to Larry, Public Works. Resolution number 0521-51. Appoint Terry Charter as part-time custodian janitor. Larry?
Correct, Mayor. Thank you again, everybody. Per the policy, bringing our number one candidate and supported by the hiring committee to you for approval. And made a tentative offer to Terry just so she would accept if she was offered the position and approved by council. She said she would accept if approved. So I bring to you Terry Charter for the janitor position.
Council looking for a motion to adopt resolution 0521-51 to bring Terry Charter in as our janitor. Part-time
Make that
janitor.
motion, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you, Marty. Second for that?
Support.
Thank you, Adam. Further discussion? She'll do a good job. I've known her for a million years. Happy she got the job. Didn't know she was applying, but I'm happy she got the job. Margaret?
Counselor Halverson.
Aye.
Counselor Michelaraha.
Aye.
Counselor Fountain.
Aye.
Counselor Lance.
Aye.
Counselor Baki.
Aye.
Mayor Champa.
Aye. Okay, that motion carries. Award bids for sewer manhole rebuilds. There.
Sorry, Mayor, mine is, okay, yeah, let's go there. This is an annual spend and
Oh,
budgeted.
Larry, hold on. I'm sorry. Hold on. I screwed up.
Okay, sorry,
Let's
Mayor,
go
I wasn't
back.
sure if it was me or,
No,
okay.
it was me. Resolution 0521-52, declare surplus property. That's my mistake. Sorry.
Yep, appreciate it. As promised, I bring to you some, the council was so nice to let us go slightly over budget on our bucket truck purchase, and here's some of the recoups of the funds. And these are retired and no longer needed in public works or in any other department within the city. So they have served us well and plowed snow and hauled material for many years, including a bucket truck. And I look to you to put those out for as surplus equipment through do bid that has done an excellent job for us.
Okay.
Thank you, and also Margaret for the resolutions.
So council, we're looking for a motion to adopt resolution 0521-52 to declare those 3 items surplus property. And Mr. Folstead also offered that he would like to bring them to due bid as a second part of that to see how he does on that. He's done good there in the past. So, but mainly we need the motion to adopt a resolution to declare them surplus property and allow them to do that.
I'll make the motion.
Thank you, Travis. Second for that.
Support.
Thank you, Cheyenne. Council, further discussion? Margaret?
Counselor Halverson.
Aye.
Counselor Mikola Raha.
Aye.
Counselor Fountain.
Aye.
Counselor Lance.
Aye.
Counselor Baki.
Aye.
Mayor Champa.
Aye. Okay, that motion carries. All right, now we're on to the sewer manhole rebuilds, Larry.
Thank you. This is an annual spend and budgeted. It comes to council, of course, because of the dollar amount. And I would just like to point out that sewer lead person Chris Manor approved of the repairs, and it was competitively bid. And then all of these manholes are in our mill and overlay areas, so it comes to be perfect timing. And I would look for your support.
I'll make that motion, Mr. Mayor. Award the bid to Hydrant Clean for $29,472.
Support.
Thank you, Adam. Thank you, Cheyenne. I was just trying to catch up there. Council, further discussion? Yeah, these will definitely help us with some of our I&I, so we got to keep trudging away on everything where we can find that, because the city's paying basically for every gallon that gets at a waste plant that's coming in that direction. So if there's nothing else, we'll have Margaret take a vote.
Counselor Halverson.
Aye.
Counselor Mikola Raha.
Aye.
Counselor Fountain.
Aye.
Lance.
Aye.
Counselor Baki.
Aye.
Mayor Champa.
Aye. Motion carries. 2021 summer citywide cleanup drop-off schedule informational. Larry, I'm going to read this, okay? Some of it.
Yes, please.
Summer 2021 citywide cleanup, July 12th to July 16th. Drop-off only, no city pickup. City Hall hours to, if you have to go pay for something, 7 a.m. to 4 p.m. Monday through Friday. Items accepted: tires up to 24.5-inch diameter, vehicle tires with or without rims. Limit 4. Appliances preferred drop-off at Precious Paws 101 First Avenue Southwest. Refrigerators, remove doors. Freezers, remove doors. Stoves, hot water heaters, air conditioners, dehumidifiers, microwave ovens, fluorescent light fixtures with no ballasts are all accepted. Automobile batteries, lawnmower, computer towers. Television, computer monitors are $5 per item. Mattresses, box springs, chairs, and sofas, $5 per item. Limit 4 mattresses. Please make a payment at City Hall. Must have receipt to drop off. Once again, City Hall hours, 7 a.m. to 4 p.m. Monday through Friday. Demolition waste will accept bricks, wood, pellets, shingle, rolled roofing, lumber, electrical wire, sheetrock, styrofoam insulation, storm windows. Residential trash, non-hazardous trash items only. Hazardous waste, asbestos-laden materials, and other items not listed above will not be accepted. Household hazardous waste will be accepted at the Balkan Township canister site on July 17th from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. Yard waste will be accepted at the compost site located just west of the Cemetery Road, west of the cemetery, off Cemetery Road. No bags, please. Let me give you the hours. July 12th to July 16th, 7 a.m. to 3 p.m. Monday, July 12th. Wednesday, July 14th, and Friday, July 16th, 7 a.m. to 6:30 p.m. Tuesday, July 13th, and Thursday, July 15th. Location is our city garage at 35 Southeast 3rd Street. I have to laugh. I got Margaret on my screen and she looks up every time I stumble on a word. So that's adjustment. Larry, anything you want to add to it?
No,
That?
no.
All right, so that's
Mayor,
informational. We'll kind of keep it on here so it's on the radar for the next few meetings, so we have it. And I'll read it once again when we get a little closer. So we'll move on.
Mayor, this is Jim.
Yep, go ahead, Jim.
When you were talking about the household hazardous waste to be delivered to Balkan Township's canister site, I think you said July 17th, and according to this, it's July 7th. I just want to get
I
that
might have said
clarified.
that. I think you're right. I think I did say the 17th. It is July 7th too. I seen a 1 in there. Must be these glasses. Thank you, Jim, for correcting me. All right, we'll move on. Vern, gambling application, 2 of them for the chamber. First one, let me get to the page, 46. I believe the first one is a raffle.
First one's raffle for the CCF golf tournament outing.
To be held on
That'll be-
7/26/2021 at Valentini Supper Club. Council looking for a motion to approve that gambling application for the Chamber of Commerce.
Motion to approve the gambling application.
Thank you, Adam. Second for that.
Support.
Thank you, Travis. Further discussion, Council. Margaret?
Counselor Halverson.
Aye.
Counselor Michelaraha.
Aye.
Counselor Fountain.
Aye.
Counselor Lance.
Aye.
Counselor Baki.
Aye.
Mayor Champa.
Aye. And the second one is bingo at Valentini Supper Club on August 4th for the Chamber of Commerce. So they entertain motion to approve that gambling application.
Make that motion.
Thank you,
Second.
Travis. Thank you, April. Further discussion, Council? Margaret?
Counselor Halverson.
Aye.
Counselor Michelaraha.
Aye.
Counselor Fountain.
Aye.
Counselor Lance.
Aye.
Counselor Baki.
Aye.
Mayor Champa.
Aye. Okay, that motion carries. All right, thank you, Vern, for listening in. We'll move on to Tammy's items. I'll let her talk on some of these. But the first one, resolution number 0521-53, kind of exciting. Tammy?
And it is a donation from the 6th District Public Defender's Office of Mark Muhich, Managing Attorney. They've donated some hand sanitizer. We'll be using it for the summer rec program. And just looking for support of that resolution.
Council, great donation. Look for a motion. Thank you, Travis. Second for that.
Support, Marty.
Thank you, Marty. Further discussion? Thank you, Mark Muich. Margaret?
Counselor Halverson.
Aye.
Counselor Michelaraha.
Aye.
Counselor Fountain.
Aye.
Counselor Lance.
Aye.
Counselor Baki.
Aye.
Mayor Champa.
Aye. The motion carries. Next item, request from 30 West Recreation to hold some outdoor programs at our Kiwanis Park and our beach area for some outdoor summer fitness. Great thing, get people fit. Tammy,
Yeah.
got anything to add to that?
No, I just would recommend that we would approve.
Council, motion?
I'll make that motion.
Thank you, Adam. Second for that? Travis, thank you. Not only having fun here, we're all getting in shape too. Anything else, Council? Margaret?
Counselor Halverson.
Aye.
Counselor Michelaraha.
Aye.
Counselor Fountain.
Aye.
Counselor Lance.
Aye.
Counselor Baki.
Aye.
Mayor Champa.
Aye. Okay, that motion carries. Tammy's last item. We've heard about these for a while, how important they are for that. She's looking like she wants to do these backstops with iron oak fencing a little better.
Excuse me, Mayor, you skipped one
Oh, no, come on.
from the United
Oh,
Way.
that
for
really
Peter.
fun one. We'll let you take that one.
All right.
I must be in a hurry tonight.
United Way is requesting to use Kiwanis Park for Meet Up and Chow Down program for the children in our community. It is a wonderful program and it's well used. Even in our summer rec program, we bring kids down there. So I would recommend that we that the council approve their request to use Kiwanis Park for Meet Up and Chow Down.
Council motion to accept our request.
Motion.
Okay, Travis, thank you. Marty, did you second that?
Yep.
Thank you, Marty. Council, further discussion? Margaret?
Counselor Halverson.
Aye.
Counselor Michala Raha.
Aye.
Counselor Fountain.
Aye.
Counselor Lance.
Aye.
Counselor Baki.
Aye.
Mayor Champa.
Aye. Okay, that motion carries. Last item under Tammy, Purgle backstop improvements. I'll let you take that one.
Yes, I would recommend to approve Iron Oak's low quote for the Purgle backstop for the installation of the shade screen at the Purgle baseball field. Some funds are coming from the Community Foundation, Parks and Rec Department, and the General Fund. We had discussed this earlier, and that was approved.
Okay. Council entertain a motion to purchase those backstops for Purgle Field, 7,077 and zero change.
I'll make that motion.
Thank you, Cheyenne. Second.
Second, Marty.
Thank you, Marty. Further discussion? Margaret?
Counselor Halverson.
Aye.
Counselor Michala.
Aye.
Counselor Fountain.
Aye.
Lance.
Aye.
Counselor Baki.
Aye.
Mayor Champa.
Aye. Motion carries. Thank you, Tammy, for those items. Travis, request from Chisholm Community Foundation for the city to provide lunch for the 25th annual golf scramble.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. So at the last CCF meeting, I was informed that in 2019, the city contributed $485 toward lunches for golfers who participated in the golf scramble. The Community Foundation asked me to see if the city would be willing to do that again. This is the 25th anniversary. 25th annual golf outing. So the amount would be based on the number of golfers. So that's why there's not a total amount requested. And I made sure that I asked Eileen if that was a proper way to do it before I did it.
Mr. Mayor, I have a question for Counselor Baki.
Go ahead, April.
Counselor Baki, one moment, please. Sorry about that. Would you be opposed, or do you think the CCF would be opposed to if we all agreed upon contributing to the dinner to Valentini's, keeping that money in Chisholm, opposed to the golf course?
Well, I don't think they would mind either way, would be my assumption. I do know that the lunch is a much cheaper option than the dinner. But it's up to the council. I don't think they would care either way. And to be honest with you, I'm not sure if Valentini packs the box lunches for lunch or not. I don't know the answer to that. I would have to call Mary Jo and find that out. But I don't think you'd be wrong either way, I guess. This is just what happened in 2019, and so they asked me to bring it forward this year.
Let me ask a couple questions. My guess is we're probably, things are a little different now. Things are a little more expensive. We're probably $600-700. I can't imagine we're much more than that. Would you guess? If you had a guess, Travis?
Yeah, I would say at the most. I mean, it's dependent on golfers. I mean, in order for, I would say that my understanding is it's about $6 a lunch for a box lunch that they create. So I mean, you'd be looking at 100 golfers for $600 approximately.
Brian, Lindsay, any concerns? Like I said, we got kind of a unknown here. Obviously, it's not going to come back $10,000. And obviously, the community foundation does so much for us as a city and the city itself that I certainly wouldn't be against it. I just more concerned on how we make this motion proper.
Thank you, Mayor. And I think, Mayor, I think you're addressing the point exactly right. I think we've got to be careful how we do this. I think if the city wanted to purchase some advertising that would be related to the lunches, that's a great way to do it. I think we've got to be careful about making a donation to buy the lunches. But if it's public relations for reaching and promoting the city and showing that we're active participants in the community and support our community, then I think that it would be an acceptable expenditure.
Hey, Brian, do you know how they did it in 2019?
Counselor, I don't know offhand how they did it in 19.
So let me ask that a different way then. Can the advertising and promotion we're promoting, if they use it for lunches, that's acceptable then, right?
Correct. We would have to, the appropriate public expenditure would be for advertising. And what we should do is create some kind of little flyer or something that goes with each box lunch saying, this lunch was, provided by the city of Chisholm or something like that, just to show community involvement and promote the good name of the city.
Do we have to give up to amount?
The way to do it may be to set an up to limit at this point, and then if it looks like it's going to go beyond that, maybe we could bring it back closer to the event.
Council, up to $1,000 advertising and promotion for the city of Chisholm to the community foundation. Would that work, Travis?
That would be more than acceptable.
You want to make motion?
I sure can. We can make that motion then for the city to provide up to $1,000 for advertising for the CCF 25th annual golf scramble.
Thank you, Travis. Council, can we get a second for that?
Or
Thank you, Adam. I think we'll get that back tenfold. We always do every year. So not that that's why we're doing it. It's a good event. It does great things. So Council, further discussion?
Mr. Mayor,
Yep, go ahead, Cheyenne.
I just have one question as we're getting close to the end of our fiscal year. We do have this in the budget somewhere, right? Like there's somewhere we can take this from?
If I may, Mayor.
Go ahead. Stephanie.
We have the city charitable gambling fund. That money needs to go back into the community for a nonprofit organization. So that's where this would be coming out of.
Perfect.
Council, anything else? Margaret?
Counselor Halverson.
Aye.
Counselor Mikola Raha.
Aye.
Counselor Fountain.
Aye.
Counselor Lance.
Aye.
Counselor Vaki.
Aye.
Mayor Champa.
Aye. Motion carries. Thank you, Travis. Next item is just informational, a follow-up on the citywide cleanup brought forth by Iron Range Entertainment. I think it was at the last meeting. They were kind of kicking around the idea of the flyer yet, but Travis, you anything you want to say about that?
Yeah, just kind of showing you the flyer for it. Beth and the VEMA representatives said, we are aware that we're doing this on the same day. So that's why we cut it off at noon, so people could go and be part of the Juneteenth event. And I am also happy to report that Minnesota Twist Drill is donating bags and gloves. And so assuming that we don't need anything else, I'll leave Larry alone. But Larry did say if we do run into a need, he would help out. So thank you for that, Larry.
Council, anything on that before we move on? Another great event for the city to clean things up. Appreciate that. All right. Thank you, Travis. We'll move on to Stephanie's items. Resolution 0521-54, apply and accept congressional spending funds for the public safety building. Stephanie mentioned, I believe it was in that last meeting, she was under the gun to find some basically close to shovel-ready projects to submit to this. So these next two items are pretty much we've thoroughly researched them, so they're probably our best ones to put forward. But I'll let her talk about the first one, 0521-54 in the public safety building.
Yes, thank you, Mayor. Like you said, we had a really quick turnaround for this congressional spending request. So we requested $3.5 million for the public safety facility. I did submit that last Friday.
Stephanie, how was that number based on something at the total project cost, or
correct?
Is that what it is? Okay,
Yep.
I didn't get a chance to talk to you about it. So, Council, I need a motion to adopt Resolution 0521-54. I think this is a great thing, and if they'll give us that money, that sure changes that project and how we're going to fund it. So, definitely want to support that wholeheartedly.
Mr. Mayor, I'll make that motion for resolution 0521-54.
Second.
Travis, thank you, April, for the second. Further discussion, Council? Margaret?
Counselor Helverson.
Aye.
Counselor Michelaraha.
Aye.
Counselor Fountain.
Aye.
Counselor Lance.
Aye.
Zavaki.
Aye.
Mayor Champa.
Aye. Okay, that motion carries. Second, resolution 0521-55, apply and accept congressional spending funds for the ice arena, which is our other big project. Stephanie, anything you want to add there?
Nope, same process. It was submitted May 21st.
Council, motion to approve that resolution.
Make that motion.
Thank you, Adam. Second for that.
Support, Marty.
Thank you, Marty. Further discussion, Council?
Hey, quick question, Mr. Mayor.
Yep.
Steph, did you have to prioritize these 1 and 2?
I did.
Did you do public safety building 1?
I did.
That's what I thought. Okay, I was just curious.
Further discussion, Council? Margaret?
Counselor Helverson.
Aye.
Counselor Michelaraha.
Aye.
Counselor Fountain.
Aye.
Counselor Lance.
Aye.
Counselor Zavaki.
Aye.
Mayor Champa.
Aye. Okay, that motion carries. Thank you, Stephanie. All right, next item we have is the ambulance director, emergency manager job description for our ambulance service. Will be taking over January 1st, starting on page 71. I'd like to thank everybody that worked to put this together. Committee's looking for approval to approve that job description. And as you can see, there's a couple other items there to follow, which would be set up the committee to the hiring committee and then posting for the job. So, Council, if there's not questions, I would be looking for a motion to approve the job description for the ambulance director. Or even if there are questions, I'd be looking for a motion to accept the job description.
I'll
I'll
make
make that motion.
Go ahead, Travis.
I'll make the
made.
motion to approve the job description, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you, Travis. Adam, you'll second that then?
I'll Support, yes.
Thank you. Council, further discussion on that item?
Yes, Mr. Mayor.
Go ahead, Marty.
Well, based on the meeting we had with the EMTs last week, my take on it, and I think the rest of the attendees will agree, that our best course of action would be to change as little as possible with the existing service. Unfortunately, this job description was prepared and sent out, I think, the same day we had our meeting. So I guess I don't see that this job description is consistent with our thought of trying to keep everything the same. Adding emergency management coordinator is not a current duty for the head of the ambulance. So I'm very hesitant to include that in this job description. And I guess the other item I don't see on here is the director going to be responsible to be on call. You know, maybe he's there normally, or he or she is there normal business hours, but are they going to be responsible for taking ambulance runs during normal business hours? So I see those as two big issues, and I would not support this job description at this point in time.
No,
Marty,
Mr.
let
Mayor,
me- Go ahead, Adam. I'll let you talk first.
yeah, I'll just throw it up there. What right now, you know, I think there's 3 different individuals down there that kind of do a handful of jobs. None of them, you know, that are really the director per se as far as what they do. So it's kind of hard to write a job description saying you have to take this job and then leave everything the same. You know, I think a lot of the discussion we had last Thursday comes into play once we hire the director, and you know, it can't be micromanagement from the council, but we should be able to, you know, steer them in the direction that, you know, what we're leaning towards. Also, you know, the meeting was there to listen to questions, not really to engage. But if we're hiring a director who's going to eat up the volunteer time, that's going to limit our EMTs. You know, that's we don't want to hire a full-time employee that pay him $70,000 a year and then have him taking ambulance calls from, you know, a possible volunteer that could be running with the service. You know, on Hibbing, if there's a call goes out, their main director does not leave on that call, but they are there to help operate a second rig in case it's needed. You know, so that's why you have your 3 EMTs on call, and then your director is there as backup. But if your director is making 70 grand a year and then eating up the ambulance run time, you know, that's you run into some of the situation that you currently have down there with not enough hours to go around for adequate staffing.
Let me add a couple of things. So Marty, your concern is you would like to see the ambulance director at least have the ability, or at least have it that it's a potential that they could be on an ambulance need be. Is that your concern?
Yes, that's my concern.
So let me
we've eliminated that from the job description and told him he's never going to take a call. So I don't know that that's really the way that we want to go with this.
So this is obviously this is a fast moving subject, and it's changing by the minute, literally, as we're moving forward. And I know Brian, our attorney, has looked into some of this with how, you know, the employees might look, how this director might look. You know, we're looking at this as a supervisor. And there's some things about supervisors also that create an issue. Brian, anything you can add to this discussion? You know, when you're looking at this person is going to be in our MAPE supervisors union, and what the concern that Councilperson Halverson has.
Thank you, Mayor. If I may, I think there could potentially be some concerns, and I think the fact that this is likely going to be a MAPE position, this topic in particular, as well as the issue of whether or not this will be an exempt or a non-exempt employee, I think both those issues will need to be discussed with the union, and we'll probably have to engage in some negotiation about if if the director can take on the kind of the runs, and then if they can, will there be special limitations that are put on what runs they can, how they would have to go through the seniority or anything else before that those risks or those runs could be taken. So I think it does warrant some additional conversation. We could just put a catch-all provision within the job description as other duties as assigned or as necessary to discharge the function of the ambulance service.
And that'll give us some time to hone it in a little bit on Councilperson Halverson's concern. Marty, what was the first part? What was your other concern there? Bring me back to that one again.
Well, we've lumped in the emergency management coordinator with this job, and I think that may preclude some of our existing EMTs from applying for this position. They may or may not have any knowledge of emergency management and incident response and emergency director during a natural disaster or some sort of event, and may not even want to have that aspect of the job. I know we need to fill that position, because I think Larry is doing it on an interim basis, Larry Pervanzi, I believe. I think we can find somebody or assign somebody within the city to work on that. Our priority is the ambulance, and our priority is to get this service transferred over without any hiccups. And we want to try to maintain and keep everything as much as we can the way it is, with the staff and the leaders and the building, everything. I think our thought was at the last meeting, I totally agree, is that the only thing that should change on January 1st is the name on the door and who signs the paychecks. Otherwise, our best move would be to retain the EMTs and assign who the new leader is going to be. Hopefully one of them will step up and take this position, but I don't want to have them not take it because they're not interested in being the emergency management coordinator. That's my concern.
This one doesn't concern me as much because right now their emergency management coordinator cleans our buildings during the day and paints, and he's able to do the job. So, like I said, this one don't concern me as much.
If it sets your mind at ease, any also, the emergency manager has to be up to date with NIMS, and all EMTs also have to be up to date with the NIMS standards. But it's not a lot more duty.
Council, I don't like to force things through, but I do want to move this position forward tonight, one way or the other. Somebody wants to make a motion to accept it as it is or make some changes to it. I think that I like the addition of and other jobs as what the attorney said, and other jobs as assigned. That's a good one, because if we find out through our process that the supervisor could be an EMT if needed, or in a shortage or whatever, or we find a reason that they have to do it once in a while, I'm okay with that. Like I said, I think most of us agreed in that emergency management, or talking about the emergency manager, it's more of a title that you got to deal with the county and everything else. If something really happens, we got everybody involved already. So that one doesn't concern me as much as the second part of what Marty wanted. So somebody wants to make a motion. I'd like to move it forward.
Travis, do you want to amend your motion with what?
Did he make the motion? I didn't know if he did.
Travis made the motion. I seconded
it. I'm sorry.
So Brian, so you're comfortable with us moving forward with this job description with adding other duties as assigned, and then we'll have to contact the union on the other issues, but you're okay with me moving it forward, stating that, correct?
Mayor, Counselor Baki, if I could. Yeah, I think either other duties as assigned or other duties as are necessary to ensure the proper function of the ambulance service. Either set of those language would work.
Can you say that second one again? It sounded better.
Just something to the effect, any other duties as are necessary to ensure the proper function of the ambulance service.
Okay. Mr. Mayor, then I will amend my motion to include other duties necessary to ensure proper function of the ambulance service.
I'll amend my second.
Okay. Further discussion, you do want to keep in the emergency manager, then I assume on both of them.
Yeah.
Okay. Council, any other discussion? Margaret?
Counselor Halverson.
No.
Counselor Mikala Raha.
Aye.
Counselor Fountain.
No.
Counselor Lance.
Aye.
Counselor Baki.
Aye.
Mayor Champa.
Aye. Okay, that motion carries. All right, point ambulance committee for the ambulance director position. Hiring committee, point hiring committee for ambulance director position. My thought would be Councilperson Lance. He's originally the one that brought this forward, wanting to do this. Felt he's been on the committee from the beginning. I believe we should have a supervisor on here as well. I also believe we should make sure we include and in others that the committee feel would be pertinent to assist them with the selection process. Reason I say that is I believe if there's somebody that's been with the ambulance service for a while and they do not apply for this job, I don't think it would hurt to bring them in to look at qualifications of the candidates. I think that would be a very good point. Emergency management side of it, we have Larry Pervenanzi. So I'm thinking a council person or administrator, probably the hands-on, our project administrator, which would be Stephanie, or Eileen, if you guys feel you need to include her as well, because others, but yeah, supervisor, maybe Vern, he's in the emergency services himself. That'd be my thoughts. I don't know how Vern feels about it. I don't know how Stephanie feels about it. Council, thoughts? Am I still on?
Yes, sir. And I appreciate that. Thank you for suggesting me. I absolutely would like to be part of this process through.
Council, look for a motion to allow Stephanie, Adam, Vern, would you serve on the committee?
Mr. Mayor, between,
I think you froze. Fastest you moved all day.
I think you could probably go with a fire chief if Vern is doing other things.
I didn't hear. Did you hear what he said or no? Did we lose him?
I think we lost him, but we could do him or the fire chief. I think he'd be fine either way.
Like you said, I think we should include that line that, the committee can, ask the assistance of other people. We usually leave that in these hiring committees, and I think that's important. It isn't going to hurt anything. Somebody want to make a motion? Like I said, I think Stephanie, Adam, We should figure out what Vern said, but we lost him. And we don't have our fire chief here.
Am I back?
Yes.
I don't know if we're still on that, but if Katie won't, I will. I'll make sure one of us is on there. I just thought it'd be a good opportunity for her as well.
We were thinking, Vern, if it wasn't you, maybe we would look at the fire chief.
That'd be fine too. I'll make sure it's filled by somebody. If he doesn't have time because he's not a full-time employee, I'll sit on there.
Council motion to appoint Councilperson Lance, Chief of Police Manor, Administrator Scraba. Another
And
council
others,
on there?
and others as they see fit.
I think that's enough I think that's adequate. Unless we want a second council person, I'd be okay with that too.
Mr.
Is
Mayor,
that something? Oh, go
Yes,
ahead,
Cheyenne.
Cheyenne.
I would be interested in serving on this committee.
Travis, you make that motion for those four and others as they feel would be appropriate.
I can do that. Yes, I will make the motion that Counselor Lance, Counselor Mikola Raha, Administrator Scraba, and Vern or Fire Chief Chris and others as they see fit to be on that hiring committee.
Okay, thank you. Is there a second for that?
Second, Marty.
Thank you, Marty. Further discussion? Margaret?
Counselor Halverson,
Aye.
Counselor Mikola Raha,
Aye.
Counselor Fountain,
I,
Counselor Lance.
Aye.
Counselor Baki,
Aye.
Mayor Champa.
Aye. Okay, that motion carries. Post internally and externally for ambulance director. Let me think about that for a second. Yeah, it's a supervisory position, so we would have to do that. This is pretty common that we do an internal and external posting. If we don't have an internal posting, we move right on to the external posting. So, Margaret, you know that process, I'm sure, don't you? So I'd look at posting internally and externally for the ambulance director position per our guidelines.
I'll make that motion.
Thank you, Cheyenne. Second for that.
Support.
Is that Travis?
Travis,
Thank you, Travis. Further discussion?
do we need to put a time limit on that?
I think we got guidelines for that, don't we, Margaret? Everything's pretty much how long we have post and everything.
Minimum 14 days, yes.
Do you want to leave it open longer, Adam?
I would say 21 is kind of what I was thinking. But I don't know. If everyone else thinks 14 is adequate, that's fine. But I was thinking 21 myself.
Mr. Mayor,
Yes, Cheyenne.
I feel pretty comfortable with 14. I feel like if we don't have a pool of candidates that we are comfortable with at that point, then we can open it up again.
Hey, Margaret, let me ask you a question. What do we do there? You do it 14 days internally and then we go right to a 14-day external?
We do them both at the same time.
Okay. Okay. Further discussion, council, for the post internally, externally? Okay, Margaret?
Counselor Halverson,
Aye.
Counselor Mikola Raha,
Aye.
Counselor Fountain,
I,
Counselor Lance.
Aye.
Counselor Baki,
Aye.
Mayor Champa.
Aye. Okay, that motion carries. Schedule working session. But Council, let me back up a second. I just want to let you know, I could have brought this up under miscellaneous too, but we're going to start having this discussion about that existing building that Longyear Incorporated is operating under, probably next meeting, if we can figure some things out on how we even do that process and how we might look at starting the conversation about purchasing that building. And we're still trying to work with the attorney, Stephanie, is to try to determine what paid on call EMT working for the city of Chisholm, what that job description really looks like. So we're going to try to get both of them back to you within a meeting or so. So hopefully it falls in line with, it'll fall in line with our ambulance director. So we'll move on. So schedule working session, review expired contract agreements with First National Bank. I believe that's the drive-in bank. They're sitting on a piece of city property there. The Terry Hardica Public Television Agreement and the Sports Complex Lease Agreement. So when do we want to do that? We're going to have to look at all those agreements and try to figure out. I know Travis is chomping a bit about the sports complex one, so I'm sure he's happy to talk about that. We know we got to figure out our public television agreement, and I think this First National Bank one's been expired for a while. So I'm going to be gone. My first day back in town will be next Wednesday. Let me look at my schedule. I'm going to just move one computer and figure out what I got going on that Thursday. So I guess I could actually meet Wednesday or Thursday next week. I'll be back on. I'll be working on Wednesday, so I could meet Wednesday or Thursday. I didn't really schedule anything because I know I'm going to be a little behind when I get back. So 6 o'clock, senior citizens. What's that?
I say I'm available Thursday. I'm not sure if anyone else has a date of preference.
Council, anybody else chime in?
I can make either day work. Wednesday would actually work a little bit easier for me, but I can function Thursday if we have to.
Travis, April, Marty, get a fourth person there.
I'm fine either way. I'll make it work for me.
The last day of school is on Thursday and we're going to have a party. So Wednesday works so really well.
Adam, you can't make Wednesday for sure?
Yeah, daughter's got a track meet, so I'll be watching that. And
no, we don't need
caught up after. I can get caught up later. Or if somebody wants
let's hold it 6 o'clock Wednesday night. Somebody give me a motion. Seems like it's better for the rest of the council.
I'll make that motion.
Second for that.
Or
we got to hurry. Marty's got engagements on Wednesday nights, you know.
So you said it'll be the June 2nd, correct?
Yes. 6 p.m.
Oh, that's good.
Further discussion, council? Did I get a motion in support? I already forgot.
Yep.
I did, didn't I? Okay.
Yep.
Further discussion, council?
Did you say this is at the senior center?
Yeah, let's do it there.
Okay.
And Stephanie, can you try to find the existing agreements for us?
Yes, Margaret has them.
Okay, good. As part of our packet, good. Right, council, if there's nothing else, Margaret?
Counselor Halverson.
Aye.
Counselor Mikuláraha.
Aye.
Counselor Fountain.
Aye.
Counselor Lance.
Aye.
Counselor Baki.
Aye.
Mayor Champa.
Aye. Motion carries. Last item under Stephanie, Fire Protection Service Agreement for Unorganized Township 5921 on page 74, council. Looks like a 3% increase to provide fire services out there. That's pretty common. Look for a motion to approve that 3% increase and get that to them. Get that to the
Mayor,
county.
I have a question for Mrs. Skraba.
Go ahead, April.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. So I was just reviewing the paperwork here and it's $16,108, right? It's the same as 2020 and you're just would like to increase it by 3% of what the St. Louis County proposed. How much would that be, or am I reading this wrong?
I'll have to look at it April quick here.
Mayor, if I may, please.
Yes, Margaret.
That's $16,108 twice a year. Okay, if you look on page 76, it spells that out. Trying to look at which paragraph.
D.
D. Yep, thank you.
So I have a question also, is that saying it's raising the 3% from 16,108, and then on page 80, that's showing that it would actually be 16,913, so an increase of $805.
What'd you say, Adam? That's like
On the
6,591.
It says the year of 2021, it was this year, it was contracted at 16,108 for the unorganized townships, 59 through 21. And then on page 80, it shows, looks like this would be the resolution. Oh, no, that's from last year. Looks like it went down, 16,913.
Mayor, if I may, please.
Yeah, Margaret, go ahead.
That was there was a 3% increase, Adam, last year. And then we're
3% on top of that 690.
this year for 2022.
Okay, that makes sense.
January 1st.
So Margaret, help me with this. So what did we get this year? Do we know what we got this year?
Correct me if I'm wrong, Margaret, but I think it's $16,591 approximately. That would be 3% increase from 16,108, and then we're adding another 3% onto that number, which would then give you Adam's number, which is $16,913.
We do need to clarify this with our financial person, Eileen.
Okay.
There was a 3% increase last year. And according to this contract, it looks like this is 2020, July 20th of 2020 for 2021. So I think Adam is correct in stating on page 80 that it was $16,913 for the year 2021. And now we're looking at another 3% increase for the year 2022.
So that brings it to 17,436.08. So an increase to those citizens of $500 spread out through the entire township. I'll make a motion to approve the 3% increase for the unorganized township of 3%.
Thank you, Adam. So that's second for that. That's the only thing we're looking at anyway. It does, is the increase.
Second to that then.
Thank you, April. I don't want to beat this to death, but why do they keep mentioning this $16,108 if it's nothing to do with anything? I just don't understand. It's like
we can find out more for you.
Okay.
And report back. I have been involved in this in the past, so we'll definitely get that answer for you. The reason it was brought to council this quickly is it was due by June 1st, and Eileen is not here, so that's why Stephanie was asked to follow up on it for you, for us.
Okay, so we have motion to support increase it by 3%. we don't care what it was last year. It's going to be 3% more this year. Further discussion, council? Margaret?
Counselor Halverson,
Aye.
Counselor Michelaraha,
Aye.
Counselor Fountain,
Aye.
Counselor Lance,
Aye.
Counselor Baki,
Aye.
Mayor Smith.
Aye. Motion carries. You cut out there, but I figured I was next. Memo of understanding for Economic Development Coordinator Stephanie Scraba. This is basically a follow-up of our approving Stephanie to be a co-administrator with Eileen. This is just to properly dot the i's and cross the t's, council. So I'd entertain a motion to approve this memo
I'll
of
make that,
understanding.
Mr. Mayor. Counselor Fountain.
Thank you. April, is there a second for that?
Or
Thank you, Adam. Council, further discussion? Margaret?
Counselor Halverson,
Aye.
Counselor Michelaraha,
Aye.
Counselor Fountain,
Aye.
Counselor Lance,
aye.
Counselor Baki,
Aye.
Mayor Champa.
Aye. Motion carries. Memo of understanding for law enforcement labor services. Looking to approve this memo of understanding for lateral transfers. That basically was approved in our law enforcement labor services agreement we previously approved. Vern, is that adequate? That's what we're doing, right? When we approved the contract, we basically did this.
Correct. When we approved the contract, it affected something that we forgot to just change the language in. So this is just making it copacetic.
Council looking to approve that memo of understanding for law enforcement labor LES to be revisited in the next contract period to get it in there properly.
I'll make the motion, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you,
Support.
Marty. Thank you, Cheyenne. Further discussion? Margaret?
Counselor Halverson,
Aye.
Counselor Michelaraha,
Aye.
Counselor Fountain,
Aye.
Counselor Lance,
Aye.
Counselor Baki,
Aye.
Mayor Champa.
Aye. Motion carries. So the next item, Brian, you wanted this to just basically be, so we're all updated on where the governor's orders are, since we're open in a lot of our buildings already. We're operating under basically the CDC guidelines and the governor's orders right now. So it's more informational than anything to show us how we've progressed to this point.
It is, Mayor. The purpose of this was to be informational. The bigger ticket item for the city of Chisholm is in our master COVID plan and our COVID plans we're putting in place. We've got language that basically adopts the updated executive orders as they become effective. And so by keeping up with those executive orders and following the current guidance, we're doing what we need to do as a city.
Council, any questions on the executive order summary that Brian submitted to us? We'll move on to the last item tonight. So council, we allowed a citywide event for the Schnorr Mud Fest. Basically the 2 blocks from basically Snickers Pizza to about Jeannie Succio's barbershop down there is going to be closed for the day. Todd Schnorr, if you know Todd, he likes to just keep stacking stuff on top of his events when he holds them. He came up, he spoke to some people that held a car show, I believe it was in Hibbing this last weekend. And they talked about making a donation to him and having a car show. And the idea was, as soon as the ATVs leave town, They would have a car show while the ATVs are gone and before they get back. The whole purpose is to get additional people uptown to patronize our city and be uptown on the town while we're out riding and people are out riding. So I think it's a great event. I think there's one more. I know Todd he's talking about possibly bringing a band in. We'll have to look at that in the future if he can find a band and he requests it. I know he's thinking about it. He said that the street's already closed off, so I really don't see any harm in doing this. I think it'd be a neat event for the people that aren't partaking in the ride itself to get people uptown, and also in hopes that some of them will stick around and be involved in his fundraising event for the veterans later in the afternoon. So another good addition, another fun thing in town. So I'd look for a motion to allow Todd to also hold that car show in conjunction with the Schnarr Mudfest at the times and dates on the event.
I'll make that motion.
Oh, thank you, Adam. Further discussion? Sorry, we need a motion. Second. Second for that, sorry.
Support.
Thank you, Travis. Further discussion?
If I could just add on what you said, I was talking with Todd earlier today. He's just, if anybody else out there, like I said, the streets shut down all day. They're gone from 10 to 5. So it's nice to get a car show in there from 10 to 2. But if anybody knows anybody else that wants to try to do something, bring it to us, and shouldn't be any reason why we couldn't, rejuvenate the downtown for that day. Tammy, if you want to talk to 30 West, if there's anything they might want to do, or he just wants to make sure that whatever we can do to bring more activities downtown while we got that road shut down. Definitely thank you, Todd, for everything that you're doing.
Yeah, he does a good job. They raise a lot of money for those veterans, and we had a bunch of them. He actually sent me a message one night and asked me if I knew any veterans, and I reached out to Willie Henigman. That's one of our very active veterans in the community. He's part of lighting up our fountain every year, which it's up and running. I didn't mention that. So, and Willie hooked Todd up with a few of our local veterans, and they took him up. I think that one they were up on the. I think they were on the Rainy River on that event. So, good stuff. All right, we have to do a motion of support to allow Todd to add that car show and bike show to his Schnarr Mudfest on September 11th. There's no further discussion. We'll look for Margaret to take a vote.
Counselor Halverson.
Aye.
Counselor Mikuláraha.
Aye.
Counselor Fountain.
Aye.
Counselor Lance.
Aye.
Counselor Zaki.
Aye.
Mayor Champa.
Aye. The motion carries. Anything, council, we want to get on the next agenda or anything we can talk about before we take off?
Mr. Mayor?
Yes.
I just have a quick thing. If Travis is okay with it for the garbage can street art contest, there was some things that we needed to go over and just meet with some city staff just to make things right for the poster. Is it possible to bring that forward next Wednesday? You guys already approved it. It's just approving like the poster and the rules and regs.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Your concern is you want to get the event started, but you haven't got the rules and regs yet.
Correct.
Does the council need to see the rules or regs, or are we comfortable with our two council representatives that they'll make sure the attorney reviews the rules and regs and they can get that poster done on their own?
I have total faith in those two.
Yeah, I don't, like you said, I think it'd be a good idea to float it by the attorney, April, Travis, but like I said, the council appointed you guys to carry that ball, so I don't need to see anything myself.
Rock on. Thank you. Thank you guys.
Unless, Adam doesn't seem to. I don't know Marty or Cheyenne has any concerns. Okay. Anything else before we look for motion to adjourn?
Hey, Brian, can you make yourself available for that working session?
Yeah, I've got it on my calendar.
Okay, thank you.
Motion to adjourn, council?
Motion to adjourn.
Thank you, April. Second.
Support.
Diane, thank you. All in favor, say aye.
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 Hey.
Motion carries. This meeting is adjourned.
Have a good night, everybody.
Yep, see y'all. Viva Las Vegas.
Woo!